Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This Top Crypto Bull here once again for your daily crypto update. Let's get right into it. Well guys, it looks like Mr. Donald Trump is at it again. Um Looks like he's going to impose new tariffs on Canada starting tomorrow, March 12th. He tweeted today, or actually he didn't tweet it, he put it on Truth Social. He basically, he put out, a post where he says he's going to add more tariffs on Canada starting tomorrow, March 12th. Here, let me read it to you. It's pretty kind of interesting post he did. So this is what Mr. Donald J. Trump wrote on his Truth Social. He says, based on Ontario, Canada placing a 25% tariff on electricity coming into the United States, have instructed my Secretary of Commerce to add an additional 25% tariff to 50% on all steel and aluminum coming into the United States from Canada, one of the highest tariffing nations anywhere in the world. This will go in effect starting tomorrow morning, March 12th. Also, Canada must immediately drop their anti-American farmer tariff of 250% to 350% on various U.S. dairy products, which has long been considered outrageous. I will shortly be declaring a national emergency on electricity within the threatened area. This will allow the U.S. to quickly do what has to be done to alleviate this abusive threat from Canada. If other if other egregious long-time tariffs are not likewise dropped by Canada, I will substantially increase on April 2nd the tariffs on cars coming into the US from Canada, which will essentially permanently shut down the automobile manufacturing business in Canada. Those cars can easily be made in the United States. Also, Canada pays very little national security relying on the United States for military protection. We are subsidized we are subsidizing Canada to the tune of more than $200 billion a year. Why? Why are we doing this? He continues. This cannot continue. The only the only the only thing that Canada The only thing that can the only thing that makes sense is for Canada to become our cherished 51st state. This would make all tariffs and everything else totally disappear. Canadian taxes will be very substantially reduced. They will be more secure militarily and otherwise than ever before. There would no longer be a northern border problem, and the greatest and most powerful nation in the world will be bigger, better, and stronger than ever. And Canada will be a big part of that. The artificial line of separation drawn many years ago will finally disappear, and we will have the safest and most beautiful nation anywhere in the world. And your brilliant anthem, "Oh Canada," will continue to play, but now representing a great a great and powerful state. So the anthem Okana will continue to represent a great and powerful state within the greatest nation that the world has ever seen. So this is what Donald Trump wrote on his post on Truth Social. So definitely, Mr. Donald Trump, he's gonna start putting new tariffs on Canada starting tomorrow, March 12th. So basically, he's upping his 25% tariffs to 50% tariffs starting tomorrow, March 12th. So that'll definitely, basically he's doubling it. So what's this going to do to the markets? It's just going to crash the markets again tomorrow. The S&P 500 and crypto. So we'll see tomorrow. Today, we were bouncing back early this morning. We were like at 82,000. Like $200 right before Donald Trump announced this. But early this morning, Donald Trump announced this new tariffs he's putting on Canada starting tomorrow because they upped their tariffs on the electricity. So when that happened, Bitcoin dumped all the way to like $78,000. We were around 82 and we dumped, all the way to 78,000. But now, right now that I'm streaming, we're bouncing back. Right now, the current price of Bitcoin is $81,502. So, we are a little bit, in the green. Looking at the top 100 crypto bubbles, most of the bubbles are green. We got Caspa leading the way. Caspa is actually up 23% in the last 24 hours. And we also got, Ultima. Actually, Ultima is now leading the way. When I checked earlier, Caspa was ahead of Ultima, but right now Ultima just passed Caspa on the 24-hour gains. Ultima is up 24% up in the day. Caspa is up 23% up in the day, and BitTensor Tau with the ticker TAO is up 16% up in the day. Oh, and actually Helium is even more up than Tau. Helium Mobile, no, not Helium Mobile. Helium itself, HNT, is up 20% up in the day. So all the crypto bubbles are up. Solana is up, Hex is up, IP is up, Near is up. So we got most of the top 100 crypto bubbles are in the green. So that's what Mr. Donald Trump is doing. He's definitely putting the smackdown, on Canada. He's, adding, he's doubling the tariffs from 25%, to 50% tariffs. You know, um, so we're gonna see what happens. Tomorrow. Right now, it looks like the market. It retraced a little bit to 78%, but but now we're bouncing back. We're $81,300. If you would have saw my video yesterday, I pretty much told you guys that we were basically gonna be ranging from the around 76,000 to around 92,000 for all of March. I told you guys that if 78,000 broke, I made my stream 24 hours ago yesterday morning. I told you guys if 78,000 broke, we would probably bounce at 76K. I told you guys we would probably tap 76K and bounce, and that's exactly what happened. We corrected all the way down to $76,555 according to the Coinbase chart. So we tapped 76.5 and we bounced, and right now we're $81,300. So Bitcoins, it's definitely having its 30% correction, from $109,000, to like 76,500 is about a 30% correction. But this is normal. I mean, it doesn't really represent a bear market. This is normal for Bitcoin. If you guys recall, in the 2017 cycle, Bitcoin had about 5 to 6 30% corrections on the last year of the bull run, which is the parabolic bull run phase in 2017. It had 5 30% corrections. So this is what I expect for Bitcoin and cryptos. I expect a lot of volatility this 2025 for crypto, especially Bitcoin. Well, I mean, the altcoins as well too. I mean, more volatile, for altcoins. But for Bitcoin, I expect more 30% corrections to come. I do believe we're mimicking the 2017 cycle. Where Bitcoin had a lot of 30% corrections, around 5 to 6 30% corrections, and so far in 2025, we've had our first. So I think Bitcoin's gonna keep grinding up slowly. Once it makes a new all-time high, it'll probably get as high as like 120K, 130K, and then it'll probably make another 30% correction, and then from there consolidate some more, and then eventually it'll make a new all-time high, and once it does, it'll probably do another 30% correction, and then it'll just rinse and repeat. After 30% correction, it'll consolidate some more, and then make a new all-time high, and then another 30% correction. I think it'll do this at least 3 more times, until the end of the bull run, sometime in like October or November of 2025. In the 2017 cycle, Bitcoin topped off in December of 2025, but I think this time around it'll probably top off sometime in October of 2025. We've had our first 30% correction. I see at least another 30% corrections coming in for Bitcoin. So definitely, don't get bearish. Don't let the market maker shake you out. This is not the end of the bull run. We're just getting started. The altcoin season is not canceled. I do believe, for the rest of March, we're probably going to be ranging, for Bitcoin in these lower prices from like the mid 70s, to like 92,000. We're going to be ranging. we're gonna have some green days and some red days, but basically, this is the range. I do believe 76,500 will probably hold. But, I don't know 100%. Nobody really knows. But if 76,500 doesn't hold, we might dip as low as 75 or 74. So that's why I'm saying we'll probably range somewhere between 70. In the We'll probably range somewhere between the mid $70,000 price range to around 92K for the rest of this month, for the rest of March. In April, hopefully we could get above 92K. We really need to get above 94K, 95K for Bitcoin chart to start looking bullish again. But that'll probably come sometime in April. But for the rest of March, I do see this local range. So take advantage of these fire sale prices on Bitcoin and your favorite cryptos. They might not last that long. Probably just another couple of weeks. For the end of March. Another like in 19 days. We'll probably be at these low prices. But April might come and you might see some a pump in Bitcoin and cryptos, and you'll be regretting if you didn't buy these low prices we have for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies right now. So definitely remain bullish in the market. I do believe the best is yet to come. Right now we're just having these low prices because of the Trump tariffs. You know all the uncertainty, with the interest rates. Everybody's wondering if Jerome Powell is going to, is he going to, cut rates in May or in April, or is he going to raise rates? Everybody's, wondering. I think myself, he's probably going to pause in April, and in May he might cut rates. I'm thinking we might start quantitative easing in May, so we might get a pump for crypto and Bitcoin in May. So the Bitcoin bull run might be a pause until May, until Jerome Powell actually cuts rates, and then we'll probably see quantitative easing, more money printing, and then we'll see Bitcoin and cryptos pump, and we'll probably get the true altcoin season once finally quantitative easing happens, and that's probably not going to happen until Jerome Powell and the Fed start cutting rates. But that's what Trump is doing. If you saw my earlier video I made earlier today in the middle of the night, where it says, where I talked about, what Trump's plan is. This is what Trump, his plans. Well, there's a theory. It's not confirmed. I mean, Trump has to confirm that it's his plan. But basically, there's a theory out there that Donald Trump is doing all these Trump tariffs, to crash the stock market and the crypto market, because he wants Jerome Powell to cut the interest rate as soon as possible. Because in case you didn't know, the U.S. has a $7 trillion dollar deficit or debt. They owe $7 trillion to the Fed, to in debt, and they're about to refinance their $7 trillion debt. In these coming months, the USA is due to refinance their $7 trillion debt that they owe to the banks, to the what do they call them, the Fed banks, no, the central banks. They owe $7 trillion to the central banks. And what Donald Trump is doing is he wants to make he's basically making he's making the stock market and the crypto markets and basically all markets crash, because that will get Jerome Powell to cut rates. And when he cuts interest rates, it makes the bonds go up, for the United States Treasury bonds. They go up, and that's good for the United States. So basically, when Jerome Powell cuts the rates, the USA will be able to refinance the $7 trillion at a lower interest rate than it is right now. Because right now, if they refinance, it's going to be at a higher interest rate. Right now, if they do it before Jerome Powell cuts rates, but if Donald Trump is successful, on getting Jerome Powell to cut interest rates, then the USA could go ahead and refinance the $7 trillion that they owe to the central banks at a much lower rate. So that'll save a lot of money, for the USA government. I mean, even if he only cuts rates by 1%, if he only cuts interest rates, by like 1%, or you know, or 50 basis points, it's still a lot of money on 7 trillions. 1% of $7 trillion. That's about like like $7 billion, I believe. So I mean that I'm not exactly sure how much it is, but I believe it's about $7 billion. Uh, you know, so it would still save a lot of money for the USA. So definitely that's what Donald Trump's plan is. Again, it's not confirmed by Donald Trump, but there's a theory out there that Donald Trump wants Jerome Powell to lower the rates. So that's why he's crashing the markets. you know that's why he said there's going to be short-term pain, but in the long run there's going to be long-term rewards. So that's why just stick it out. Don't get too bearish. Remain bullish in the market. Just tough it out right now. Take these dips as a gift. Not financial advice, but I'm taking these dips as a gift. With every little bit of dry powder I get, I'm buying more of my favorite cryptos. I'm buying more Jasmine, more XCN, more XRP, more XLM, more Solana, more XLM, more Avalanche, more Sui, more Leah, more Aria, more Axelar. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm taking these dips, as a gift. And again, not financial advice. Don't buy or sell any coin because I'm buying them. Do your own research and only invest in the markets what you're willing to lose. But I mean, definitely, the time to buy is right now. I mean, we might go a little bit lower. Like I said, we might, go to like 75K or 74K. But I mean, the prices are still pretty low. I mean, you might see your favorite altcoin drop another 20-30%. But once the altcoin season, kicks in, once the parabolic bull run kicks in for Bitcoin and cryptos, I mean, your favorite altcoins are going to do like 10x's, 20x's, 30x's. Some are even going to do 50x's or more. So, I mean, like, even if you bought right now, you could take a 20-30% hit because, once, if you hold, once the true altcoin season kicks in, you're going to make much more gains than that. It'll definitely be worth it. But I mean, I do think 76,500 might hold. I'm about like 60% sure that 76,500 will hold as the Bitcoin low, but I'm about 40% you know, the other 40%, I believe that we might go a little bit lower. We might see like a 75, 74%. I mean, we might see 75K or 74K for Bitcoin. And that's because, tomorrow, Trump is going to, enact this new tariffs on Canada. He's basically doubling, the tariffs, from 25% to 50%. And again, we're not done with the tariffs. I mean, like if Canada keeps fighting back, and China and Mexico keep fighting back, Trump, might go all out and put even more tariffs. So he might do tariffs like up to 75% tariffs or more. So we know how volatile Donald Trump is. He's just as volatile as the crypto market. So Donald Trump. He's a cool president and all that, but he's very volatile. He's bullish one day, he gets bullish news one day, and then he gets bearish news one day. I guess it's great for traders. If you're a good trader, you're probably loving Donald Trump because you're making some good money on his volatile decisions and announcements. So definitely that's why I'm about 60% on the fence that 76,555 is going to hold for the local low for Bitcoin. But on the other 40% on the fence, I'm thinking we might dip to like 74K if Donald Trump all of a sudden announces more tariff hikes on Canada, Mexico, on China or the EU or on any other country. And we'll wait and see because on this post that I read earlier, he said that if Canada doesn't reduce the tariffs he's putting on Canada, he's gonna like do some crazy tariffs on automobiles on April 2nd. So that'll basically shut Canada out of the auto industry. And so definitely look out for that. If that happens, we might see some more downside. But I'm thinking again that 76,555 will hold for the local low for Bitcoin. About 60% on the fence that it'll hold, and about 40% that we might go a little bit lower. But I don't think we're gonna go below 70K. There's a lot of bears out there. There's a lot of FUD out there. People are saying that the bear market is in. That the bull on top came in at 109K. But I don't think so. I do believe 70K will hold for sure. I'm pretty sure 74K will hold. But in the worst case scenario, if the worst happen, I do believe 70K will hold. I don't believe 70K will be broken. If we do go under 70K, then I might turn into a bear really quick too. But I don't think that's going to happen. I do believe 76,500 will hold. But at the worst case scenario, 70K will definitely hold. If we do go under 70K, and get to 69K, that's pretty much the 2021 all time high. So I'll pretty much start getting a little bit worried if we do go under 69K, because all of history, we have never gone below what the price was, during the USA elections. What I'm saying is, if you remember November 5th, the on November 5th, the price for Bitcoin was around 69K, and in all of history, after the USA elections, um we never go back under that price ever. So definitely, if we go under 69K, then I'll definitely be worried. That means the 4-year Bitcoin cycle is broken. And we're gonna basically see a brand new cycle. So that's why I'm pretty confident that that we won't go under 70K. Definitely not under 69K. But 70K would be the worst scenario. Like we might tap 70K, but as long as we don't go under 69K, uh, the bullish structure for the Bitcoin chart is still intact, and the 4-year Bitcoin cycle will still be intact as long as we don't go below 69K. So hopefully that doesn't happen. That's the worst thing that could happen, but I don't think it'll happen. Like I said, I'm about 60% on the fence that 76,555 is going to hold for the Bitcoin local low. I do believe we're bouncing. But in case Trump continues his tariff announcements and his bearish announcements for the crypto market, we might go a little bit lower, maybe 75K, 74K. But at the worst case scenario, it would be 70K. So definitely, I'm still bullish in the market. I'm just taking advantage of these beautiful red tag sale prices, for our favorite cryptos. And speaking about our favorite cryptos, let's see what our favorite cryptos on the channel are doing. See what the prices are doing. Oh, but before we get into the favorite cryptos, let's go over the total crypto market cap and the fear and greed. The total crypto market cap right now is 2.65 trillion. We're up 2.32% up for the day. The altcoin season index is at 15. We need to get above 50, and definitely above 70 to get into the true altcoin season. And the fear and greed, according to CoinMarketCap, is at 15. So we're definitely at extreme fear. Everybody is very fearful with Donald Trump and his tariffs, and him trying to crash the markets to get Jerome Powell, to lower the interest rate so he could refinance the $7 trillion debt for the USA at a lower rate and save some money. So let's go over the channel favorites now. We got Bitcoin coming in at the current price at the time of recording is $82,000 even. It's up 4% up for the day. We got Ethereum. It's at $1,931, basically 0.5% up for the day. But it did have a big retracement earlier today. It did get as low as $1,780. Hopefully you bought that dip. I mean, that's a great price for Ethereum, $1,780. Hopefully, if you're an Ethereum lover, you bought that dip. But right now, Ethereum's basically just going sideways. It's at $1,934. XRP, another channel favorite, is at $2.13. It's 3.58% up for the day. It's holding steady above $2. It's trying to hold above $2, although it did dip. It did a quick wick to $1.91 earlier today, but it's staying above $2 right now. It was just a quick wick under $2 to $1.91. It didn't last long, and we're above $2 again. We need to stay above $2 for XRP. We don't want to go back down $2 ever again on XRP. So right now we're at $2.13. We got Solana, another channel favorite. It's up 6% up for the day. Current price at the time of recording is $126. Yesterday, if you saw my video, I told you guys we needed to stay above $110, and we did. We wicked all the way down to $113, but we managed to stay above $110. So right now we're at $126. Uh, we got Cardano at 72 cents. It's up 6% up for the day. It's also bouncing back. We got Doge. It's at 16 cents. It's up 3% up for the day. I mean, this is a great price for Doge. I mean, it dip all the way down to 14 cents earlier today, but right now it's at 16 cents. I mean, the bear market low was at 5 cents. So I mean, this is a great buy for Doge right now at 16 cents. I do believe Doge is going to have a great run, especially with Elon running the Department of Government and Efficiency, all other also known as Doge. I do believe Doge is going to run. Let's see. We also got Link. It's at $13.21. It's 1% up for the day. XLM, another channel favorite, is at 25 cents. It's kind of going sideways. It's up 1.63% up for the day. Avalanche, another channel favorite, is at $17.55. It's 3% up for the day. Hopefully, you guys took advantage of the Avalanche dip. It did wick as low as $15.37. What a great buy if you caught that price at $15.37 for Avalanche. I mean, the bear market low was like $8.70. So I mean, that's only about like 80% up, 80% above the bear market low. So hopefully you got that dip, around $15 and 30 cents for Avalanche. Um, and I think Avalanche is going to do great. I mean, it's the number one, gaming blockchain in crypto. It's got real world asset narrative, and it's got a lot of utility to it. And I think it's going to do great this cycle. I do believe it could get to at least $300 or $600 at the top of the bull run. Another channel favorite is Sui. It had a big old dip. It did get as low as $199. So it did dip, below, I mean, not $199. I mean, it did dip below $2. It got to as low as $1.99, not $199. So but ever since it dipped to $1.99, it's at $2.24. It's up 5% up for the day. So it is bouncing like most of the coins. So most of the cryptos are bouncing. Let's see what Jasmine is doing. Another channel favorite here. Jasmine is, let's see where Jasmine. Oh, Jasmine's still down. Jasmine's still 1 um like 1.69 down for the day. Um, definitely it's down for the day. Oh no, it's up. I'm sorry. I was looking at I had it at the 1 hour. But it's actually for the last 24 hours, it's up 2% up for the day. It's at 0.0131, but it did have a big dip. It dipped all the way down to 0.011. So hopefully you bought that dip. I mean, I do also believe Jasmine is gonna be one of the biggest gainers this cycle. I do believe it could get close to $1, maybe to 90 cents. So I mean, if you bought it at a penny, I mean, if you bought that dip when it got close to a penny, that'd be close to around a 90x. So I'm super bullish on Jasmine. If you've been watching my channel, Jasmine's got all the narratives. It's got an Internet of Things narrative. It's got a Web3 narrative. It's got a gaming narrative. It's got a robotics narrative. It's got an AI narrative. It's got a deepen narrative. It's even got a medical narrative. And it's got a great team running Jasmine. It's got the 4X Sony executives running Jasmine. And we all know what these 4X Sony executives did with Sony. Sony's a household name. These ex Sony executives made Sony, a household name. Everybody knows about Sony and all their electronics and the PlayStation. I think they're going to do the same thing with Jasmine. So that's why I think Jasmine is going to be, one of the biggest gainers at the top of the bull run. I think you could get to, close to 90 cents at the top of the bull run. So don't miss out on Jasmine. Even at this price right now, at 0.013 is a great price for Jasmine. I mean, if it got to 90 cents, that's about like, close to like an 85x, right around there. So definitely don't miss out on Jasmine. I think it's going to do great at the top of the bull run. We're just waiting for Bitcoin to go parabolic, and then Jasmine and the rest of the cryptos will follow. Let's look at another channel favorite here. XCN Onyx Coin is a 0.012, another great price. It did get as high as 5 cents. It had a basically like an 80% retracement. It did get as low as 0.0105, so basically a penny. I mean, hopefully you bought that dip at a penny for XCN. I do believe XCN could get to at least 25 cents. So if you bought that dip at a penny, you could do a for sure 25x. I'm pretty sure it could get to 25 cents. This top of the bull run XCN could. Another channel favorite here is Axelar. Don't miss out on Axelar. It's at 37 cents right now. Hopefully you bought that dip. It did get as low as 33 cents. I mean, even right now, it's a great buy at 37 cents. I mean, the all-time low for Axelar for AXL, that's the ticker AXL. The all-time low for Axelar is 31 cents. So, I mean, you can't go wrong with Axelar. I mean, you need Axelar, for communication between, all the major blockchains. I do believe it's got like over like 60 plus, major blockchains in the ecosystem. It basically, it's like a bridge, between all the blockchains, so definitely, don't miss out on Axelar. I do believe, there's a lot of utility for Axelar and it's going to do great. It's backed by Coinbase and a lot of other heavy hitters. So don't miss out on Axelar with the ticker AXL. So now let's look at our two AI agents favorites here in the channel. Let's look at Leah and Arya. Leah, current price of Leah. Let's see what the current price of Leah is right now. Current price of Leah is 0.0045. I mean, it's only a $4 million market cap. You can't go wrong with Leah. I mean, it did get as high as like a $20 million market cap. It's had like a 75% retracement or more. So definitely, it's a great time to buy Leah. Not financial advice. Do your own research and only invest in the markets where you're willing to lose. And don't buy or sell any crypto just because I say so or because anybody says so. But I'm definitely stacking up Leah. If you've been watching the channel, you know that my two favorite AI agents are Leah with the ticker LEA and Arya with the ticker ARIA. So the current price of Aria is 0.0011. Another great price for Aria. It's only a 791,000 market cap. I mean, it's under $1 million market cap. And it's another video AI agent just like Leah. And I think both Leah and Aria are going to do really good at the top of the bull run. I do believe they could get close to $500 million market cap at the top of the bull run. So I mean, if you bought Aria, that's like a 500x if it does get to a $500 million market cap. But even if it doesn't get to $500 million market cap, I do believe Aria could get to at least $100 million market cap. So that would be around 100x from the price of today. So don't miss out on Aria and don't miss out on Leah AI. So definitely, I'm very bullish on Leah AI and I'm definitely very bullish on Aria with the ticker ARIA. So yeah, don't miss out on all those channel favorites. Definitely, I'm taking advantage of these great prices right now. I'm definitely, buying the dips on my favorite cryptos. Now, if you're scared, if you think, if you're listening to the FUD out there, if you're letting the market maker shake you out, if you're listening to the bears out there that we're pretty much starting the bear market, that the bull run is over, then I suggest, you sell all your crypto and exit the market. But, I'm definitely not selling my crypto. I'm definitely not selling any of my favorite cryptos or any of my holdings. I'm just gonna huddle and I'm gonna keep buying more cryptos because I believe these 30% corrections for Bitcoin is normal. Like I said in 2017, we had like 5 or 6 30% corrections for Bitcoin, and it just kept making new all-time highs, and it went parabolic. And we did have an altcoin season at the end of the year of 2017, and I do believe this time around we're mimicking the same the same thing that happened in 2017. I believe we're gonna keep being very volatile in crypto. I believe Bitcoin and your cryptos are gonna be very volatile this year, 2025. We're gonna pump and we're gonna dump. We're gonna pump and we're gonna dump. And we're gonna see like at least 3 more 30% corrections for Bitcoin. And every time Bitcoin has a 30% correction, the altcoins are going to get massacred, but but they're going to recover and keep making new all-time highs. Or they're going to keep making new highs. And we're going to keep making more gains. And I think this is this cycle of pumping to new all-time highs and dumping 30% corrections, and then consolidating and making new all-time highs, and then dumping another 30% correction for Bitcoin. I think that cycle is going to repeat, like at least three more times for the rest of the year. And I don't believe the bull run is going to be over until around October or November of 2025. That's when I see Bitcoin topping off sometime around October 2025, give or take a month, maybe in August 2025, maybe November 2025. And the price I see Bitcoin topping off is between $180,000 price range and 250K. So somewhere between 180K and 250K is where I see Bitcoin topping off sometime in October 2025, give or take a month. And all your favorite cryptos are probably going to see the true altcoin season sometime starting in May. So I see the altcoin season lasting between May, June, July, maybe all the way up to August. But if it doesn't start in May, it'll definitely start in June, and and then we'll probably have 3 months of true altcoin season. Where all your favorite cryptos are going to go parabolic. All your favorite cryptos, especially the strong ones, are going to do like 10x's, 20x's, 30x's. 40x's. Some lucky few are going to do 50x's or more, and and even less few are going to do 100x or more. So stay bullish in the market. I'm definitely not bearish. I'm taking this dip as a gift, and I'm just buying more cryptos, DCAing into my favorite cryptos. So remember what Donald Trump said. There's going to be short term pain, but it's going to be long term rewards for the country. So that's what I think is going on. I think Donald Trump is just, trying to crash the markets, the stock market and the crypto markets. He's crashing them with all these, tariff wars. He's putting in on Canada, Mexico, and China, so he could get Jerome Powell, the chair of the Fed, to lower interest rates. So he could, once Jerome Powell lowers the interest rate, Donald Trump will then, refinance the $7 trillion U.S. debt that the U.S. owes to the central banks. And if he gets Jerome Powell to lower the interest rates, that's going to save the USA a lot of money on interest. So definitely, I think that's what Donald Trump is doing. So don't let Donald Trump or the market maker shake you out. Don't let the tariff wars shake you out. I do believe this will pass eventually. Probably for the rest of March for Bitcoin, we're gonna be ranging between the mid 70,000, the mid 70s, to around 92K. And sometime in April, we'll probably start recovering. Hopefully we'll get above 92K, 94K, 95K. And then once May comes, hopefully we start going parabolic, and we start making, our way above 100K. And hopefully by the end of May, we'll see new all-time highs. And hopefully by June, we'll go super parabolic, and we'll see the true altcoin season. So we could see our favorite cryptos go parabolic and make massive gains. Well, that's pretty much it. That's all I got for you guys. Just want to let you know that Donald Trump is going to start a new tariff on Canada tomorrow. Like I said earlier today, starting tomorrow, March 12th, Donald Trump is going to double the tariffs on Canada from 25% to 50% tariff. So definitely, rewind the video, where I went over, the details of the tariff, and you'll be able to hear it if you rewind the video in the beginning. Well, that's pretty much it. That's all I got for you guys. Remain bullish in the market. Take advantage of the dip. Not financial advice, but I'm definitely, DCAing into my favorite cryptos and Bitcoin. I'm definitely not getting shaken out by the market maker. I'm not getting shaken out by Donald Trump. I'm not getting shaken out by Jerome Powell. I'm definitely gonna, hold. I'm gonna stay strong. I'm gonna have conviction on Bitcoin and my cryptos. I'm just gonna huddle. I'm gonna stick it out all of March and April. I'm taking this as a gift. The more dry powder I get, the more, cryptos I'm going to buy every time there's a dip. And I'm going to reap the rewards at the end of the bull run sometime, in late 2025. So smash the like buttons, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Think about joining the Patreon, this top crypto bull. And I'll see you in the next one.